What's up, guys? I stopped the time lapse to do a normal little video here because this part is very important. This is the part that either makes or breaks you as a good carpenter, carpet person, whatever you want to call, upholsterer. This is the part right here that either makes or breaks you. Now, I was already strapped for how large this piece was. It was a scrap piece, a large scrap piece that was almost perfect. It was just a hair too not as long, so we're gonna stretch it just a little bit. I've already done a cut here and a cut here. That's how I opened it up. Now there's multiple ways to do this on a budget friendly. This is how we'll do the cuts. If this was a higher end enclosure where we're using vinyl material, I'll make some actual panels that go on the two ends. And I chose to do a little time lapse and some content here because this is a huge box. It's about 150 pounds. It's 49 inches long, 30 inches wide. It's huge. Not an enclosure we can just flip over easily and scoot around. So I chose a hard one here. This is an extremely hard one. The very first one I did of this caliber, it didn't turn out perfect. Now, keep in mind, my perfect and your perfect might be a little bit different. If there's any imperfections, it's not right, and then we have to correct that problem. But rarely do we have a screw up nowadays, but it still happens every now and then. But it's just a lot rarer than what it used to be. So that's it. All one piece. Now we're gonna flip it over and do the other. change our blade. Even though it's a new blade, we want it to be perfect, even if it costs us a little bit of extra money. These are relatively cheap, so if you're worried about changing your blades, probably shouldn't be in the industry. That's actually the main problem with a lot of places, is they're cheap. That is the #1 main problem with a lot of stores. And I can't even really call them stores though, because I call them hacks, because that's what they are. All right. Now to make it easy, I'm gonna cut about here, and I don't want it this long, so just to make it easier to handle only, I'm trimming it. Just to make it a little easier. These scrap pieces here are, that way I can spray the carpet and not get any glue on my product over here. It's not really laying like I want it to lay. There we go. I got a little bit of glue on the carpet at the top here. I don't know if you can tell, but once we're complete, I'll show you an easy way to take that off without deteriorating the carpet and taking no time at all. Just for the record, I show you guys this stuff not to help explain how it's completed. I just like for my customers to know the work and time it takes to do this stuff right. I probably use way more glue than what is needed, but I'd rather have too much than not enough. We'll give that just a minute. All right, guys, just like I told you, I'm gonna have to stretch it because it's about 3/4 of an inch, not long enough. So we just stick a bunch of our weight into it and pull it. All right, start in the middle. Now it's about an inch hanging off, which is perfect. There we go. Get the glue off of our finger here. Oh, excuse me. All right. Chop. Chop. Pull this bitch out. Now, this enclosure about 2 years ago would have probably taken me about 3 hours. And it's taken me, I don't know, a half hour. Pull that out. Tuck this in place. And you'll notice the overspray that I talked about. That's all she wrote. Cut this at an angle. A lot of carpeting is angles. That's already at an angle. Flip all these over. Let's trim it underneath. Trim it. Staple it. Voila, we are complete. Now, it's got a port on it. We're gonna trim out that port and we'll be all complete. There's the port, all done. That's a wrap, guys. That is a wrap. These little edges here do not have to be perfect. That's why I just sprayed it quickly. The port's over here drying. We're doing purple on the exterior and black on the interior. Keep in mind, the customer told me he didn't want anything special. He just wanted it carpeted. It's a very strong enclosure. It's around 170 pounds before speakers. After speakers, we're going to be around 250, 280. And I went ahead and painted the interior portion purple, which is the color that he likes. And I even cut out a little plexiglass logo with our name on it and everything, because the port's pretty big. And customers are going to look in there, or potential customers are going to look in the port to look at the speakers. And what do I want? I want you to look at Wired Customs. So if you want to look at Wired Customs more, please visit wiredcustomsmotorsports.com. And thank you for watching. Also, please, if you're watching this video on YouTube or Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, please click the like button. I never ask you guys that, but it helps out way more than you can even imagine. Thank you.